Hi guys, I hope you're all well. Today's blog is going to be on me talking about 10 things you shouldn't say to autistic people. So really hope you guys enjoy this, and yeah, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. So number one, you don't look autistic. This is probably the most stupidest thing you can come out to an autistic person, because how can you look autistic? It's like saying to a person with anxiety or depression, oh, look at you, you look like you have depression, you look like you suffer from anxiety. Like these things can be completely invincible, like invisible, shall I say. Like, for example, I struggle in social situations, but you can't necessarily tell that I'm autistic by the things I'm doing. Like, for all that person knows, I may have something completely different to autism. Like, autism doesn't have a look. We just look like normal people. We don't look like aliens. We look like human, like anyone else. Like, anyone with any kind of condition just looks like a human. Like, there's no look to it. It's not a visible disability, it's an invisible disability, and they do exist. As the same for things like ADHD and dyslexia, you can't see things like that. So, yeah, never say this to an autistic person. Number two, oh, I have a sibling who's autistic, but they act nothing just like you. That is because everyone with autism acts different. Like anyone without autism, like neurotypicals, we're all different. We all like different things, we all do different things, we all have different lives. Like, our lives all go differently because we're all different people. No one's the same. If we're all the same, that would be boring, like, and you wouldn't be able to tell us apart. Well, that's why autism's so difficult to figure out, because everyone with autism is so different, and no two people are the same, no matter what they have. It's basically like saying two people with anxiety are completely the same. And that's not true, because one person with anxiety can get stage fright and all that, while another person with anxiety can get a lot of stress, can get really stressed out by social situations. So everyone is different. So again, you can't say that, oh, because my sibling has autism, doesn't mean to say that you need to be at the exact same way as them. Like, everyone with autism is different, and we're all just different people at the end of the day. That's what makes us interesting. So never say this to an autistic person, because it's actually just a bit rude, to be honest, and we don't really appreciate it. Number three, oh, you must be like Raymond or Young Sheldon or something. Right, this is just an example of two autistic actors who are on like TV themselves acting. Like, this is acting, like literally, like these people have different traits to what we do. Like, for example, Sheldon's very clever. He knows a lot more than your average adult will know. He's very clever at maths, science, things like that. But on the other hand, I am terrible at maths and science. I can't do that for the life of me. For me, I'm more of a creative person. I'm much better at things like English and social sciences, like helping people with psychology and that. So not everyone's the same. As for Rayman, I don't actually know much about Rayman because I've never watched a movie with him in it. But I know for a fact that I'm nothing like him either. Like, because again, everyone with autism is different, and like, just because you've seen a couple of actors on a TV show acting like being autistic and having the traits of autism, doesn't mean to say that another autistic person's exactly like them, because we're all different. Like, some of the traits they have we might not have, and some of the traits we have they may not have. So again, everyone's different, and this is just a really just it's not a good thing to come up with, really. Like, don't say this to autistic people. Number four, you're a girl, you can't be autistic. Oh, of course girls can be autistic. It's like saying to a guy, oh, you can't have depression because guys never get upset, when that's not true. Guys can easily have depression, if not even more guys have that. Well, for autism, boys are 4 times more likely to be autistic than girls. But the reason for this is because girls hide their autism better. We're more likely to mask and puglet and not show our autism traits, which is why we go undiagnosed. But the truth is, there could be way more autistic people, like girls, than what we know. Like, for all we know, there could be more autistic girls out there than autistic boys. It's like, this is a big myth that you should never come out with, because there's more autistic girls out there than what you think. And especially today, there's been absolutely loads of diagnosed autistic girls. I'm on TikTok and I follow absolutely loads of autistic girls on there, and there's loads of autistic TikTokers who are girls. It's not just guys. And I think I actually follow more autistic girls on TikTok than I do boys. So yeah, there's loads of us, there's loads of autistic girls, just that our traits are a bit different. But we can still have autism. Anyone can have autism. like any condition, it affects both genders. It's just that it's less likely to be found in girls, but girls still have it. Like I said, with depression, people think, oh, girls are more likely to have that because they're more likely to get upset, when actually guys can have that as well. Like, guys can have anxiety and eating disorders, and girls can be autistic, even though people are like, oh, it's just a boy thing, but it's not. Girls can have it too. Please don't say this, because it's really offensive and insulting to us, because we have it too. Number 5, if you're autistic, how can you talk? Well, like before, everyone with autism is different. Some people with autism are non-verbal and can't talk at all and use other ways to communicate, like through an iPad, for example. But then some people with autism can talk, and some talk quite a lot. They love talking and love communicating with people, love meeting people and all that. It may be more stressful for us, but we enjoy doing it. But the thing is, like, it's a spectrum again, and like 40% of people with autism can't talk. That's what I've found on a study in the past. And so that means the other 60% can talk, which means slightly more autistic people can talk than can't talk. So that 60% of us can talk. So yeah, it's like, but everyone with autism can communicate. It's just that some can't communicate through words, but it's a total myth to say that autistic people can't talk. And I really hate it when people come up with things like, how can you be autistic? You can talk. Like, yeah, some of us can talk, some of us can't. It's just the way it is. Like, again, it's a spectrum. Like, you can't just say, oh, you're not autistic, because like, actually I've been diagnosed by a professional, so you can't say that to me. Like, if you've been diagnosed from a professional, you've definitely got it, you know, and you know yourself better than anyone else. So never say this to an autistic person, because this can be really offensive, because it basically denies that we're autistic, and that's not a good thing, is it? Some can talk with it, some can, and we need to realise this. Number 6, everyone's a little autistic, right? To be honest with this one, when I was younger, I used to think to myself, well, everyone is a little bit autistic, just to make myself feel a bit better about having it, because I used to hate being autistic. But now that I've accepted myself for who I am, I actually think saying that other people are a little bit autistic actually completely overlooks the autism spectrum altogether. And it's basically like saying, oh, everyone has autism. Autism doesn't matter. Like, for those who have autism, really, it doesn't matter if they don't get any help or anything, because we're all just a little autistic anyway, which isn't true. Like, you either have autism or you don't, and like, if you have autism, then you should be able to get help as an adult, and you should be able to have support your whole life. But if you're not autistic, then, you know, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, saying that everyone's a little autistic can be really offensive to people who are actually autistic. And like it says, it overlooks it. It's basically like saying, oh, everyone has depression, everyone has anxiety. Then none of these things will get talked about, would they? Because people just presume, oh, everyone has them, so it's not a big deal. When actually some people with autism really struggle with their daily life, that being told that everyone has a bit of autism makes them think, oh, I'm getting overlooked, people don't care about my struggles I'm going through. Like, we shouldn't deny it. Like, only some people have autism, some don't, you know, like, that's the way it is. So never say to an autistic person, oh, everyone's a little bit autistic, even though you may think it made them feel a bit better. It actually doesn't, because it's just denying it, really. Number 7, but you do normal things and you seem normal. Well, yeah, because I'm a normal person. I can do normal things. I can get a job. I can go to college. I can make friends. I can go on a night out. I can do whatever I want in my life. But honestly, like, we do normal things because we're normal people like anyone else. It's like, again, it's like people with anxiety, depression, ADHD, dyslexia. They do normal things, don't they? So why can't we do normal things? So it's like, of course we'll do normal things for our life, right? You get some people with autism that really do struggle with their life, I must admit, and need full support throughout their life. They can't do some of the normal things that we can't do, but it doesn't mean that every autistic person can't do normal things. Like, and with the right amount of support, you find most autistic people will be able to do normal things and have like a normal life. Getting into the market with jobs is definitely a lot harder for people with autism, and like, a lot of autistic people struggle to get jobs due to lack of communication, like other things. It's not coming to me at the moment. Like just difficulties like communicating and doing things that normal people do, but like, well, not normal, but you know what I mean. And like, But if autistic people actually got support in adulthood, this wouldn't be a problem, and more autistic people would be in employment. So actually, more needs to be done about this, I think. But yeah, autistic people can have normal lives. We're normal people. We do normal things like other people do, like autism doesn't necessarily have to stop you. Autism is just a part of you, and you just got to make way with it, really. You know what I mean? Like, I just see autism as being a part of me, and it doesn't bother me that much anymore. Like, because I can do normal things like other people, so it's not really a problem, really. So, yeah, like, we can do normal things, we can have normal lives. We're allowed to have happy lives, just like anyone else. Number 8. Oh, you have autism. I'm so sorry. Why do you need to apologise for me having autism? It's like apologising for anyone with any kind of condition. But the truth is, a lot of people have conditions. Having a condition is a normal thing. And like, it's just a part of me anyway. Obviously, I felt bad about having it at first and embarrassed about it. But you start to learn how to live with it. And you realise it's not actually a big deal. It's just a part of who I am. If anything, a lot of people with autism have amazing talents and amazing strengths. They're some of the strongest people in our society. Like, if it wasn't for autistic people, we wouldn't have people who are like showing different skills and showing different things to the world. Like, they're actually incredible people, and they show that if you can get through the world being autistic, you can do anything. Like, there can be some really inspiring autistic people, and like, don't apologize to us because it's just a part of us. It's like apologizing to someone with like anxiety. Like, obviously anxiety is a horrible thing, but it's something you learn, you adapt to, and you live with, and like autism's the same. Like, there is a lot of strengths to autism. Obviously we have struggles, but everyone has struggles, don't we? We all have troubles in life. Like I know people who have much harder lives than what I do, and I'm autistic, like I know people who've gone through really bad tragedies, but I haven't, so it's not necessarily something to apologise for. There's no need to say sorry to us. Just support us and accept us for who we are. Number 9. Oh, autism is a made-up condition. You know what? It's really insulting when people come up with something like this. No condition is made up. I'm not just going to make up a name and say, oh, autism, that is what I have, that's who I am. I would never make up something like that. Like being autistic is a condition, a film competition. You think it's made up, you're just stupid. Like, you literally have the internet to look up nowadays. Just look up the internet, autism, and lots of articles will come up. Like, educate yourself, learn about it, like, be supportive, it's not hard. Like, it only takes 2 seconds to look it up. Like, there's no excuse for you to come up with something like that. And we're not using autism as an excuse to be lazy or to be stupid. Like, we're not stupid, we're not lazy, we just have struggles in life. And if we had more support as we went into adulthood, maybe it'd be easier for us and it wouldn't be so stressful. So, and comments like these will just make us feel worse about ourselves, and in the end have a knock-on effect on our self-esteem and our confidence. It can even cause suicide for some people. So please, please, please do not come out with something like that. It's really insulting to autistic people. We haven't made up this condition. This is something we really truly have. And no one would make up autism. Why would you say to yourself, oh, I have autism, when you don't have it? Like, that makes no sense. I don't know a single person who's ever done that. And plus, it's not a made up condition. It is a serious condition, which you can look up. Like I said, we have the internet nowadays. It's not the 70s. There's no excuse not to, like, to come out with these things when you have the internet access to look up the information. Number 10. Can you stop flapping and spinning your hands and all that? Oh, I'm very sorry about flapping and spinning my hands. Not. This is called stimming. Basically, stimming is a way for us autistics to express ourselves. For some people, it's a way to breathe. Like, literally, like, I'm being serious. Like, for some people, if you tell autistic people, like some autistic people, to stop, like, flapping their hands or to stop spinning or stop banging or whatever they're doing, that could cause bad anxiety for them, if not even put them into a meltdown. Because some autistic people do this in ways to cope with life. Like, this is their way of coping. And like, we all stim, in fact. We all have little movements. Like, if you're tapping your foot constantly when you're sitting down at a table, that's stimming. If you're like, I don't know, moving your legs about, that's stimming. If you're playing about your hair constantly when you're nervous, that's stimming. We all do it from time to time. It's just that autistic people do it more at an extreme of it, but we all do it from time to time. It is a normal thing. Like autistic people may do it more in a way that doesn't get considered as normal, even though it is normal to do it. But it's the fact that neurotypicals will do something that's more accepted to society when they stim. But we all stim from time to time, and there's nothing embarrassing about it. As long as the autistic person isn't causing damage to themselves, then they should be free to stim as much as they want, because I'd rather they be able to cope with their situations than be told not to stim and then go into a meltdown, because that would be worse, wouldn't it? Like, I'd much rather they do something that make them feel happy, make them feel more relaxed, than go into that state. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my blog on autism. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, there's just some things you shouldn't say to autistic people because they're very offensive. But yeah, next week I'll be back for another autism blog, and at the weekend I'll be back for another fun blog. So really hope you guys will enjoy them. But anyway, I'll see you later. Bye for now.